Hey guys, welcome back. Thanks for joining me for another episode of Conscious Conversations. So I'd like to talk a little bit about, I'm not an astrologer, but I love following astrology and it definitely helps me with my healing process and doing the work. So the sun has been in Capricorn with Mercury retrograde and we've had a massive full moon in Cancer, which totally knocked my socks off. Also, there's Uranus and Mars retrograde at the moment. There's a super retrograde. I often listen to Molly McCord's astrology updates. She's really cool and definitely well worth checking out. But yeah, so in this Cancer full moon, for me, it really brought up a lot of stuff. The full moon always brings stuff to the surface. Then we have the full moon and then we can release it. And it's amazing when you're doing shadow work. So for those of you who don't know what shadow work is working with the unconscious mind, with the subconscious, so the parts of our subconscious, so wounded and exiled parts that still are activated through triggers in the present. So, shadow work, working with the subconscious, exiled, wounded parts of the self. And this full moon in particular brought up a lot of stuff for me. And normally I try and work with the parts by creating an inner dialogue and communicating with those parts, observing what's happening, nurturing them, being present, investigating. And this time, it's been a while, but sometimes you just need to be present with a part or present with that exiled part of the self, with those emotions. And when you're present with that part in those emotions, sometimes that can just be enough to release it. And it can be quite an emotional release. And it's quite an amazing experience when it happens, because you're literally releasing this energy that's been suppressed for years and it's just flowing out. And yeah, it's great to shed a few tears or to get angry. Whatever it is that's being suppressed, it's important just to let it go and just let it flow. But give that part of you whatever it needs to heal, okay? But also it's really important to remember that when you've had a big release like that, you've really got all this residue energy, which sometimes I do a lot of jumping around in the morning. I like yoga. I love getting out in nature, but I know for some of you, you can find that really hard, especially when you're just feeling really run down. And I know there's points in my life where I've really struggled with being motivated to move. But emotion is energy in motion, and that energy needs to flow through us, and we need to move to release, to let it flow through our chakras. And just let it out, even if it's just jumping around, just a couple of minutes every morning, having a few stretches, doing a bit of yoga. But anyway, after this really powerful full moon, we decided to go on a lovely walk today. We walked along the Jurassic coast from Studland to Swanage, and then we walked back from Swanage to Studland again. It was absolutely beautiful, but it was windy. It was raining. We got totally soaked. The sun came out at points. It was beautiful. There was rainbows. It really was an amazing walk. But it just reminded me how powerful it can be just to get in nature and just it's part of our healing. We need to meet certain needs, and we need to connect with nature. We need to ground. We need to stretch. To release energy. It's really important not just to do the shadow work and the psychotherapy and it all goes hand in hand with each other. It's like a triage. So it's really important to do that mental, spiritual, physical combination to keep everything in line. But anyway, just take a look at this walk, man. It was awesome. It was really, really cool. But I just wanted to try and inspire you guys to get out there. You know, even if it's a couple of times a week, I try and exercise every morning just to get my limbic system working before I get out there to work or, you know, or whatever I'm doing. But we got up really early this morning. We got up about 6. We were out the house before 7, and it's a Sunday, but it was absolutely amazing. And I can't recommend just doing it enough. So whatever you do, we've had this massive full moon. Just make sure, just get out in your garden, jump around. Just do something, guys. Okay, check out our walk anyway. It's Sunday morning, it's about 8:30. We've been walking for roughly around an hour or so. This is amazing, guys. This is what life's all about. Like, this is how we fill ourselves up. Man, I don't know if you can see behind me, but there's a rainbow. Just there, check it out. And yeah, this is what it's all about, guys. It's so important to just I'm not actually sure what I was saying at this point. It was so windy. It was bloody awesome. We've been up there before where the wind has actually blown us over. It gets really, really windy up there. But it really cleared some cobwebs, and it was just such a beautiful day. Such a beautiful day. We're on our way back to the car now, after a really lovely breakfast in the Salt Pig. Even though we're wearing waterproof, okay, which is sort of pretty light, the rain is still penetrating. It's been really, really heavy and windy. Still beautifully awesome. Look at that. There it is. So thanks for joining us on our little journey, and well done. Keep doing the work. There are so many of us on this journey now. It's not easy, but it's well worth it. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and if you want to get in touch, you can find me on Facebook. So just send me a friend request and then PM me. Thanks. See you soon, guys. Take care. Bye bye.